court is now in session. Today, the chamber hears the testimony of a witness to TCW 855 in relation to the first January Dam worksite. Ms. Jie Huang, please report the attendance of the parties and other individuals at today's proceedings. Please turn on the microphone. Grazie. Mr. President, for today's proceedings, all parties to discuss are present. Mr. Nguyen Chi is present in the holding cell downstairs. He has waived his rights to be present in the main courtroom. The waiver has been delivered to the greffier. The witness who is to testify today, that is to TCW 855, confirms through her best knowledge that she has no relationship by blood or by law to any of the two accused, that is Nguyen Chi and Kieu Sampon, or to any of the civil parties admitted in this case. The witness took an oath before the Iron Club statute this morning and is ready to be called by the chamber. Thank you. President, thank you, and the chamber now decides on the request by Nguyen Chi. The chamber has received a waiver from the accused Nguyen Chi, dated 25 June 2015, which notes that due to his health, that is backache and headache, he cannot sit or concentrate for long, and in order to effectively participate in future hearings, he requests to waive his rights to participate in and be present at the 25 June 2015 hearing. Having seen the medical report of Nguyen Chi by the duty doctor for the accused at the ECCC, dated 25 June 2015, who notes that Nguyen Chi has a back pain and dizziness when he sits for long, and recommends that the chamber shall grant him his request so that he can follow the proceedings remotely from the holding cell downstairs. Based on the above information and pursuant to Rule 81.5 of the ECCC internal rules, the chamber grants Nguyen Chi his request to follow today's proceedings remotely from the holding cell downstairs via an audio-visual means. The AV unit personnel are instructed to link the proceedings to the room downstairs so that Nguyen Chi can follow it remotely. That applies for the whole day. Court officer, please usher the witness to TCW 855 into the courtroom. President, good morning, Madam Witness. What is your name? Witness, I was born in 1951, says the witness. Question, where were you born? And Madam Witness, please wait until the microphone is on. Witness, I was born in Balang Commune, Barai District, Kampong Thom Province. Question, what is your current occupation? Answer, I am a rice farmer. Question, where is your current address? Answer, currently I lived in Barang Commune, Barai District, Kampong Thom Province. Question, what is your husband's name and how many children do you have? Answer, my husband's name is Sam Ree. We have 2 children together. Question, what are the names of your parents? Answer, my father's name is Kong Chok and my mother's name is Chat. Thank you, Madam Kong Ut. The greffier made an oral report this morning that to your best knowledge and ability, you have no relationship by blood or by law to any of the 2 accused, that is Nuon Chea and Khieu Samphan, or any of the civil parties admitted in case 002. Is that information true? Answer, yes, it is. Question, the greffier also reported that you are to an oath before the Adrian Club State 2. Is that correct? Answer, yes, it is correct. President, thank you. The Chamber would like now to inform you of your rights and obligations as a witness. Regarding your rights, as a witness in the proceedings before the Chamber, you may refuse to respond to any question or to make any comment which may incriminate you. That is your right against self-incrimination. Now, on to your obligations. As a witness in the proceedings before the Chamber, you must respond to any questions by the bench or relevant parties, except where your response or comments to those questions may incriminate you, as the Chamber has just informed you of your right as a witness. You must tell the truth, that you have known, heard, seen, remembered, experienced, or observe directly in relation to any event relevant to the questions that the bench or parties pose to you. And Madam Kong Ut, have you been interviewed by investigators of the Office of the Co-Investigating Judges? And if there is the case, how many times, when, and where? Answer: I was interviewed once at the house of the commune chief. President, thank you. And before your appearance before the chamber, have you reviewed or read the written record of your statement that you made with the OCIJ investigators in order to refresh your memory? Answer: yes, I have read it, but I cannot recall everything. Question: and to your best knowledge, is the written record of your statement consistent with the statements you provided to the OCIJ investigators? Answer: I reviewed the written record of the statement, but I cannot recall it. President, thank you. Pursuant to Rule 91 bis of the ECCC internal rules, the Chamber grants the floor first to the co-prosecutors to put questions to Madame Kong Ut. And the Chamber would like to remind the co-prosecutors and the lead co-lawyers for civil parties that both parties have a combined time of 1 morning, that is 2 sessions. And the co-prosecutors, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good morning. Good morning to your honors and to all parties present and to the public. Good morning to you, witness Kong Ut. My name is Vincent de Wilde, and I'm going to start putting questions to you on behalf of the co-prosecution, and my colleague will also have a few questions for you later. I'm going to ask you to listen to my questions carefully. They will all be focused on the period that is included between April 1975 and the beginning of January 1979. I hope that you will answer these questions in a succinct and detailed way. You said in your written record of interview D that you were born and that you continued living in the village of Trop, Baleng, Commune, Barai District, Kampong Thom Province. Could you tell us if between 75 and 79 you were part of a mobile unit with people from your village and who were of the same age as you?
Answer: between 1975 and 77, I worked in a mobile unit.
And who was your group leader, or who was the leader of the mobile unit during that period?
Comrade Ngim, a woman, was chief of my mobile unit. She was from Chuksat village, but later on I did not know where she went.
Was she your direct superior, or was she the head of the entire mobile unit, and then you had a direct leader you would report to at a lower level?
The mobile unit was formed to work at various work sites.
Fine. And who was your direct leader? Was there another person who would give you orders and who was below Nim?
I cannot recall the names.
Were there many people from Baleng commune in the mobile unit? Do you have an idea of the number of people from that commune?
For a mobile unit that I was attached to, in fact it belongs to the village, and in my group there were about 10 plus members.
And you said in your record on page 2 in the three languages that you took part in the 1 January dam work site that started in 1977. When you were working on that dam work site, were you still part of your mobile unit from Trak village?
Yeah.
Yes, I was still attached to the mobile unit in Trahos village.
And was the January dam worksite called back then a hot battlefield?
Indeed, that was what was called.
And why was it called like that?
It's because of the intensive nature of the work.
And did you learn on site if the work site was a top priority for your zone? That is to say, the former North Zone or the Central Zone?
I do not really know about that. I only concentrated on my work.
And you spoke about intense work. So was there a lot of pressure put on the workers to finish the job, to build the reservoir, to build the dam as fast as possible?
We were instructed to work hard, and we worked with very little resting time or a short break. And the aim was to complete the work sooner.
And do you remember who was in charge of your zone back then? Who was the zone leader? And if this person would come from time to time to visit the One January Dam work site?
I do not know that person. I only heard about the person from the top level, and whenever the person came to visit the work site, we were instructed to work even harder than what we were doing.
And were you often given orders to work even harder than usual?
We were instructed to work starting from 4 o'clock in the morning, and for the morning session we only had a 15-minute break. We had lunch at 11, we rested a little bit, and we resumed working again at 1 p.m. and continued working until 5. And after dinner, we had to return to work at 7 p.m. And only after we finished the night work, we would be allowed to rest. And sometimes there were meetings at night time, and if there was any meeting on that night, we could only go to sleep by 12 a.m.
I'll get back later to your working schedule. You said that when the zone leader or when an important figure would come visit the work site, you had to work harder. But did they also ask you to run or to work faster when people came to visit?
Whenever there was such a visit, our group chief told us that people from the upper level came to visit the work site, and we had to walk or running while we were working, and we did just that.
You spoke about your working hours. So was this scheduled, designed for the dam to be finished no matter what, and very soon?
Yes, indeed. We were told that we had to finish the work sooner.
And you said that the work started in 1977. Do you remember when in 1977? Which month? Or if you do not remember, can you tell us if this was during the dry season or during the rainy season?
It was during the dry season, but I cannot recall the month.
Did you work for a long time on the One January Dam worksite? And if that's the case, for how many months, if you remember?
I cannot actually recall the details, but I was there for about 4 to 5 months.
Did you then work on the 6th January Dam worksite, which was right next door and which was connected to the 1 January Dam worksite?
While I worked at the 1st January Dam work site, I was then arranged to marry my husband, and after the wedding, I was reassigned to work elsewhere. For example, to build rice dikes or to pull or transplant rice seedlings.
And when you arrived at the worksite with your small team, had the work already started at the 1 January Dam worksite, or were you among the first groups to arrive at the worksite?
We arrived at almost the same times, and nobody was left behind. I refer to my group because our group was assigned to go and work there.
And at the beginning, did you attend a ceremony to launch the worksite?
No, I did not. Only a group chief, for instance, attended that event.
Fine. And did you continue working beyond the dry season? Were you therefore working during the rainy season on the worksite?
No, I was not there. I only worked during the dry season, and after that I was reassigned.
And do you know a woman who is from Tra village and who also testified by the name of Meet Lai Ho? Maybe back then her name was Ho only.
If she's from Tra village, yes, I know her.
But to be sure that she is the right person, she is married to a certain U Po Chun. So are we speaking about that person indeed?
Yes, she's the one. Her husband's name is Srun.
And did she work with you on the 1 January Dam worksite? And if such is the case, was she in the same team, in the same mobile unit as you?
She was working there as well, but I cannot recall in which group she was attached to.
So, were there then several groups from Trough village? You spoke about 10 people, but were there therefore several groups of 10 or more than 10 people?
Yes, there were other groups, but I cannot recall how many groups there were at the time.
Now, regarding the number of workers at the worksite, you said to the investigators in the written record of interview D166/18 at French page 2 in 3, English page 2, Khmer page 3, you said that there were tens of thousands of people on site and that they came from Kompong Spo and Kompong Cham provinces, and most of them were young men and women from the mobile units. End of quote, free translation. Beyond the people from Kompong Cham and Kompong Spo, since you came from Kompong Tom, Were there many people from Kampong Thom working at the work site?
At the dam work site, there were many workers. There were tens of thousands of workers working there, and they came from a mixture of provinces, namely Kampong Thom and Kampong Cham.
And did the people working on site come from the three sectors of the old North Zone? And maybe you could also tell us if there were people who came from Krache.
I do not know if there were workers from Kratie province. I know for sure workers came from Kampong Cham province.
So how is it that you were chosen to go work at the One January Dam work site? Were there any kind of age or physical strength criteria that were taken into account in order to select the people who would work there?
As long as the women were single, they would be sent to work there because they believe that single women possess more strength to work.
And were there also people who were very young at the work site? And can you tell us the age of the youngest people working there?
Answer: no children working there at the work site. The average age was from 20 or above.
Parmi les travailleurs sur le champ,
among workers on the work site were from Kampong Thom and Kampong Cham. Were there a majority of people who were old people, and were there also new people?
Answer: the majority of adults age was from 20, 23 and 25, and most of them were new people.
et est-ce qu'il y avait également des chams qui étaient sur place?
And were there also some cham on that work site?
Answer: yes, there were. There were cham. Some of them living in the village, and they joined the work with us. They were in the mobile units.
Quand vous dites qu'ils vivaient dans le village, est-ce qu'ils vivaient là depuis toujours ou bien?
When you say that they were living in the village, had they always lived in that village, or they were moved to that village from somewhere else?
These Cham people had just been evacuated from somewhere, and they were put in mobile units so that they could help work.
Tout à l'heure, vous n'aviez pas pu nous...
A while ago, you were not able to give us the name of your unit leader, but in your record of interview, you said it was Young. You said Young was the team leader. Page 4 in French and 3 in Khmer. Young is written as Y-U-N. O ENG.
Answer. Yuan was the chief of the group consisting of 10 or 12 members. Yuan is still alive nowadays.
Est-ce qu'il y avait un autre chef de groupe?
There was another group leader called Nyeri May, M.E. Is that the case?
អត់មានទេ
Answer. No. Female men were all died. They were in different units.
Vous ne vous souvenez pas de quelle fonction?
Don't you remember the position of that person in the unit?
គាត់អត់ធ្វើ
No, this individual did nothing. This individual passed away.
Vous avez dit tout à l'heure que vous...
A while ago, you said that you started work at 4 a.m. Can you confirm that? Was that the time when you effectively started work or the time when you woke up?
ម៉ោង 4 ហ្នឹង
Answer. At 4 a.m. we left for workstation.
Et donc à quelle heure vous réveillez-vous à l'époque?
So at what time did you wake up during that period?
ងើប
We woke up before 4 in the morning. And after we woke up, we dressed, and after we heard the whistle, we would leave for our workstation.
Vous avez travaillé plusieurs mois.
You worked for several months on the work site. Was there a distance that you covered from the place where you slept and where you worked? And did that distance change with time?
កន្លែងសម្រាកហ្នឹង
Answer. The sleeping quarter was far away from the work site. It was about 500 meters away from the work site, and we stayed at that sleeping quarter all the way until the end of the regime.
Dans votre procès-verbal de...
In your statement, you said that you worked in the evening, and you said in the statement that it was between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m., and you said that there were meetings held at times in the evenings, and it was only at midnight that you were able to go to sleep. It's page 3 in French, pages 2 and 3 in English, and page 3 in Khmer. Can you explain why you worked so hard in your mobile unit and slept so little?
គេមិនអាច
Answer. We were not explained why. We were told to work hard.
Vous avez parlé de réunions.
You made reference to meetings. What kinds of meetings were they? Were they criticism or self-criticism meetings or any other types of meetings in the evenings?
គេប្រជុំ
Answer. There was a meeting, a criticism meeting in that meeting, we were told to work hard and to get up on time.
À propos du travail de nuit,
Regarding the work you did at night, were there people suffering from night vision problems and who had to work at night on the work site?
Answer, no. But the cook had a night blind, and one of the cook who went to the kitchen at night, because she had a night blind, she would fell off the road.
donc est-ce que vous parlez
Are you talking about what happened in your unit? And I imagine you wouldn't know what happened elsewhere. Are you correct in saying that in your unit you didn't have people who suffered from night blindness?
ចាអត់មាន
Answer, no.
Est-ce que vous pourriez nous dire en quoi
Can you tell us what your daily work on the dam work site consisted of? What work did you have to do from 4 a.m. up to the evening?
ប្រែកដី
Answer. We started work from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., said the witness, and we had a break at 11 to have lunch.
Bien, en fait, la question, c'est de savoir
As a matter of fact, my question is, what kind of work did you have to do? Did you have to carry earth? Did you have to dig the soil? Did you have to build the dam with concrete? What was the nature of the work you did?
ខ្ញុំធ្វើតែរែកដីទេ
Answer. I did the earth carrying work, and male workers were responsible for digging soil. Female worker only did the earth carrying work.
est-ce qu'il y avait des quotas à remplir?
Did you have to meet any quotas a day? If yes, how many cubic meters did you have to transport each day, personally?
វាស់
Answer. The land was measured and given to the workers to dig. There was a quota set.
Est-ce que ces quotas étaient les mêmes pour
And were the quotas the same for each period, or they varied, depending, for instance, on the quality of the soil? And can you give me an estimate of the number of cubic meters you had to transport a day, if you do remember?
ដាក់កំណត់ទេ
Answer. The land was measured and given to the worker, and female and male workers had to complete the land which was measured and given to us.
est-ce que vous pourriez nous décrire
And can you place yourself in the situation at the time and describe to us the difficulties you faced in transporting the soil? And also tell us if you suffered from any particular health problems as a result of that.
Answer. I endured from hard labor, and I was suffering from that, and the injury sustained until now.
Quelle était environ la distance sur la...
What was the approximate distance you had to cover between where you had to dig the soil and where the dikes were built? What was the distance?
Answer. The depth of the dike was about 30 or 40 meters, and we had to carry earth from the bottom of the dike up to the embankment.
Est-ce que c'était sur le territoire de la commune de Barai?
Was that in the territory of Barai commune that you had to transport the soil for the purpose of building the dikes?
Answer. I did the earth carrying work at Preisrongai, Balang district.
Est-ce que dans cette zone, il y avait...
Were there many rocks in that zone? Rocks and stones in the soil, or the soil was rather soft?
Answer. The surface of the land consisted of a soft soil, but beneath it, it was rocky. And as I stated, male worker did the digging work, and female workers had to do the earth carrying job.
Est-ce que vous avez vu ou appris qu'il y a eu des accidents?
Did you witness or hear of any accidents on the worksite as a result of landslides and falling rocks and stones?
Answer. I knew that the worksite close to the bridge suffered from the casualty, and there was an individual breaking the rock, and when the rock fell off, the rock hit that individual and he died.
Est-ce qu'il y a également eu une partie du pont ou du barrage qui a été...
Was part of the bridge or dam carried away by floods at a point in time?
Answer. No soil collapse, but I heard that the rock fell onto the worker, and the worker died.
Bien.
Very well. We'll now talk about working conditions and living conditions, specifically food. This is what you told the co-investigating judges. transcript D166/18, page 3 on all languages. You were asked what was the food ration you received, and your answer was as follows. We were given 2 meals of rice a day, one at 11 a.m. and the other at 5 p.m. There was only one kind of soup, which most frequently contained just small fish and tamarind leaves. End of quote. You had 2 meals a day. The first meal was at 11 a.m. What did you do in order to have enough energy to work from 4 a.m. in the morning up to 11 a.m. in the morning without eating?
Answer. I had to endure that working condition, even though I was exhausted at that time and I was suffering from the injury.
Par rapport au travail et aux...
Regarding the long hours of work you had to do, you refer to that, and you had to do this work in the sun, was the food given to you sufficient for you to have enough energy to do all the tasks that you had to carry out?
Answer. I had to eat a meal anyway, even though I did not have enough food to eat. I did not eat at my field, and as I stated, I had to eat it, even though the food was not delicious.
Est-ce qu'il est arrivé que vous-même ou vos collègues
Did it happen that you or your colleagues would steal food in hiding, for instance, to harvest fruits or catch insects and frogs?
I had no such experience, and I did not know about the experience in other units, and I never stole things.
Est-ce qu'il est arrivé que des travailleurs
Did workers who were sick continue to work because they were afraid of being deprived of food? In other words, did it happen sometimes that people were deprived of food because they hadn't worked enough?
I never witnessed it. When people got sick, the sick would stay in the hall and the medic would come to treat them.
Est-ce que vous aviez accès
Did you have access to water of good quality, that is, drinking water? And where did you get such water from?
Answer: the water was brought from the river and it was boiled.
Est-ce qu'il arrivait que vous deviez boire de l'eau?
Did you sometimes have to drink water that had not been boiled?
Answer: yes. If the water was not boiled in time, and if I was too thirsty, I would drink it.
Est-ce que vous saviez
Did you know that you ran the risk of falling sick by drinking unboiled water? And why did you drink such water in spite of such risks?
Answer: I knew that I would fall sick, but if I did not drink, what else could I do? I had to drink it.
quant au logement, vous...
Regarding lodgings, you said on page 3 of all the languages of your statements, you said that a long wooden shack was built from small and young trees. Above the ground, there was a wooden support on which pandanus mats were covered. We ate collectively, though men lived separately from women. End of quote. Did you sleep well at the time while you were working on the 1st January dam work site in order to recuperate following the tiring work you had done the previous day?
Answer: there were long sleeping quarters. There were bed bags, and it was painful to sleep in that long sleeping quarters. And as I stated, so when we were bitten by bed bugs, we would wake up.
Beaucoup de gens parlaient.
Many people spoke of flies on the worksite during the day. Were you also bitten by mosquitoes at night? Did you have mosquito nets covering where you were sleeping to protect you?
Answer: no sleeping mats or mosquito nets. Rather, no mosquito nets, and we had to sleep in the open air, said the witness.
Now, regarding hygiene and health, this is what you said on page 3 in your written record of interview D160/18. The question was the same. Did anyone get sick at the 1 January dam worksite? And you said a number of people got sick because they overworked and became so exhausted. Some of the diseases included fever and stomach pain. There was no hospital, but there were mobile medics. And there were medicine known as Robert Droppings medicine. When someone was seriously ill, they would be sent to the faraway hospital. No one was wanted to be left dead at the site. End of quote. You said that there were many workers who fell sick because they worked beyond their strength. So why wouldn't these workers simply complain to their chiefs and tell them that they were too tired to work?
ចាមិនហ៊ាន
Answer. No one took the courage to tell the chief, and we had to work until we could not. By then, we would dare to tell the chief.
We know that you're not a doctor or a nurse, but on the basis of what you saw, what were the most frequent illnesses among the workers at the work site?
Answer. Some of them got abdominal pain, headache, or fever.
And would workers sometimes faint on the work site because they were exhausted?
It did not happen in my group. However, some of my group members got sick from overwork, so we gave that person a traditional massage or coining, and after she recovered, she continued working again.
And you said that people were not left to die on site, and that the people who were sick were sent to the hospital far away from the work site. But would it happen that some of the people who had been evacuated to the hospital would not return to the work site or return to the village where they came from?
For people who were moderately sick would return after they recovered, but I did not see those who were seriously sick returned to work again.
In the French translation of the excerpt that I read out, mention was made of medics who would travel to the work site. Were these true doctors who had studied, or were these people who had been trained on the spot?
The medic received a short training only and was assigned to go and work there. And only moderate symptoms of illnesses could be treated, and not the serious illnesses.
Generally speaking, after the 4 to 5 months you spent at the work site, what was the general physical condition of your colleagues, and what was your general physical condition? Were you in good health, or were you weak and skinny?
Of course, some workers became weaker the longer they continued working, and some were ill, but I myself was lucky enough not to get ill.
Earlier you said that you had been injured and that you had to work nonetheless. So what kind of injury did you suffer from?
I got cuts here or there while I were working there. Sometimes I step on sharp stones and I got my feet cut.
And were they militiamen or guards or soldiers at the 1 January Dam worksite who were there watching over you?
Yes, there were militias or guards on site and they were there to watch over the workers.
And did you know where they came from? Did they come from the communes, from the district, from the sector, or from the zone?
There were some from the same commune, and there were others who came from the other areas, though I cannot recall from which villages or communes they came, but I noticed the presence of militias from the same commune.
And were these militiamen armed?
Yes, they were.
And when you said that they would watch over the workers, what would they do exactly? Would they patrol? What were they doing exactly? What was their exact duties?
They were on patrol, watching over the workers on site. They carried weapons and they were walking up and down to watch over the workers.
And among the people who were working at the worksite, were the new people or the Cham subjected to a specific form of supervision or to a specific form of discipline?
We were subject to the same treatment. That is, regardless of your status, whether you were old, best person or you were new person.
And during meetings, were you told about enemies to the revolution? And who was considered an enemy to the revolution at the worksite?
I cannot recall that.
And the people who committed offenses or the people who criticized the working conditions, were they punished?
I have no knowledge about that.
Is it because this kind of case did not occur in your unit that you do not know or did you learn about anything happening outside of your group or outside of your unit?
It might have happened in other units, but I did not hear about it. President, thank you, Deputy Co-Prosecutor. It is now convenient for the chamber to take a short break. We take a break now and resume at 10:30. The court is now in recess.